Okay, it's Wendy Alane Wright, the Hollywood Talent Manager, and today I want to talk to you very specifically about how to find a talent agent or find a talent manager. Now, let me just say this. First of all, you may notice my hair has been getting very long. It's getting very long. I'm straightening it. It'll probably go back to curly soon, in case you're wondering. I know I digress, but I know you guys send a lot of comments to me about how much you like the curls, and usually I wear them, but today I'm wearing it straight. All right, so listen, I'm changing the way that Hollywood does business for new actors. I'm changing the way that Hollywood treats new actors. And I say this because I've been in the business almost 30 years. I've been in it on many, many sides. I've been in it as an agent, in it as a manager, in it as an artist. I've worked in casting. I've directed, written, and produced a movie. I've worked in distribution. I've worked in production. I've worked in so many facets: television, film, music, etc. I've taught acting. I've taught singing. I've taught in the elementary school, the junior high, the high school, as an acting coach, as a singing coach. I've had my hand in the whole thing. I'm in love with this business. What I know for a fact is that there's a gap between going to acting school and learning how to act, getting an MFA or a BFA or whatever, and then becoming a working professional actor, being able to work at the level that agents and managers need you to be at in order for them to refer you to casting. So let's understand how this works. An agent or manager goes through thousands and thousands of actors, and they pull out the ones they think are marketable. Like this one, it's a little collection. That's called their roster. It's the collection of actors that they really like, they think can make a lot of money with them, they have potential, and they're willing to put their own business and relationships with casting on the line for this group of people, which means they're going to vouch for these actors. Hello, casting directors, I vouch for these actors. Now, the relationship between the manager and the casting director is critical. It lasts the whole duration of the manager's career. The casting director has to believe that when the manager says, these people are really good, they are. Because if you say that to a casting director and the casting director watches them and they're not, that casting director is not going to believe that manager anymore. Makes sense, right? Same as an agent, okay? The agent has their little collection, and they pull all these people out of showcases, things they've seen on TV, commercials, in the theater. They got a submission by email, a friend referred. Okay, now I have my little collection of clients. Agents always have way more clients than managers. Okay, so managers have a smaller roster. Agents could have 1,000 people on the roster. Now, the agent's going to put their name and reputation and their business on the line for their collection of actors that they've got. Hello, casting. These actors I have vetted out of thousands of other people I didn't pick. I believe in these, and I would stake my reputation on them. And I would like you to give them a chance in the audition room. They're good, and I vouch for them. Now, that agent has to have good people if they're going to call that casting director and make that statement. Because if the agent sees that client and they suck, now that casting director is going to lose faith in the agent. If the casting director loses faith in the agent, they won't see any more of that agent's clients. You're following me, right? The casting director must believe the word of the agent. And then if they send someone in who does a good job, whether they book the role or not, they did a good job, the casting director will see more people from that agency. So it's very important that as a manager, and I was an agent before, I've worked as a manager for 10, maybe 12 years, that when I say, this client is amazing, you've got to see them for this role, I mean it. And I can prove it because watch this clip of them doing whatever. And then the casting director watches it and goes, we love them. Here's our sides. Have them put themselves on tape and we'll take a look. I need that relationship with that casting director. Whether clients come or go, My relationship with that casting director is forever. The agent's relationship with that casting director is forever. Okay? And we value those above all else. So, when we find an actor at a showcase, in the theater, in a restaurant, walking down the street, in New York on the corner, they submit to us, a friend recommends them, whatever. We watch their talent and we look at their ability. And if they have some good acting chops and we see that they've trained and they've booked a whole bunch of stuff on their own. I mean, this is an actor that really wants to make it. So they are like booking short films and student films and web series and non-union feature films, and they're always training. They're taking it very seriously. I think as a manager, and I want you to understand how managers think, I think as a manager, I could get behind that person. They're really taking this seriously. They're showing up. They're taking classes. They've got great headshots. They've put some clips on their Actors Access, and those clips are really good. I am willing to put my reputation on the line for that person and pitch them to casting. I'll sign you. Now, we're gambling because we don't really know that person. We don't know that actor. So we're going to test them for a little while first, trust me. We're going to test them to see if we give them an audition, do they get it done on time? We watch the tape, we look and see how good the self-tape is. Some agents and managers, before they sign a client, will say, here's a script, put yourself on tape, do a self-tape, and send it back to me. Let me take a look. Because they want to see what kind of self-tape are they turning in. Do they have good sound? Do they have good lighting? Do they know how to act? If we watch a scene or a monologue, they could have rehearsed that for 4 years and turned it into us and said, I'm looking for representation. But if we give them the sides and say, here, listen, put this on tape tomorrow, let me see it. We know you've only had 24 hours to work with it. So now we can see what you really can do. Because we know that if we send you to casting and they want to see you, it might be two days and they want that audition. That's all the time you're going to have. So you need to get coached on that audition. Send it to casting. So on the agent and manager level, we want actors that are going to book jobs and make money. Because agents and managers get paid when the client books a job. That's it. They don't get paid up front. They don't get fees. They get paid when the client books a job. So that means we want actors on our roster who can book jobs. How can an actor book a job? They have to be well trained. They have to be not afraid to audition. They need to get out of their head and not be thinking about themselves all the time, but think about the character. They have to know how to break down an audition, break down a scene, interact with another person. They need to know how to act. Okay, we also know if we're going to send clips, videos, demo reels, acting clips to casting, they got to be great. Casting looks at thousands of clips, so we're not going to send badly lit clips or clips from student films that are in the dark, and we need quality materials. And the better quality you give us, the more we can do for you. The problem I'm trying to solve here in the business, the problem is when you're starting out as an actor, you don't know the quality that your materials really have to be. You don't know. Because no one's taught you that. You don't learn that in film school. You don't learn that in acting classes. You don't learn that in your BFA or your MFA. Because I've talked to, 10,000 actors in my time. And I've talked to actors that have graduated from great schools like Yale and Juilliard and like amazing, but they don't learn what an agent and manager needs because they're teaching acting. They're teaching people how to act. As an agent or manager, we're not teaching actors how to act. We are salespeople. We sell the product. Here, for example, is my headband. You handed this to me and said, sell it. I'm a salesperson. I'm going to sell this. Okay, I'm going to make a list of all the buyers. That's all the shows you write for. I need some clips from you. Great acting, good lighting, good sound. You need to know what type you are. And then I need some great footage. And then I'm going to sell this to casting every day of my life until you book jobs, right? I am not going to send in crappy footage and bad headshots. But the problem is you haven't learned how to take headshots because no one's taught you. You do not take headshots by posing for the camera, because that's called modeling, and acting is not modeling. You do not let the photographer take charge of your session. When you shoot headshots, you must be in charge of the session. You have to know your types, and you have to know exactly what emotions you're going to express in those photos. Because what we want to get back are pictures with emotions, not poses. But you haven't been taught that. When you produce acting clips, yes, you should do as many student films and short films and web series as you possibly can, because you're getting experience. You're going to put those on your resume. But you can't put everything you do on a demo reel or an acting clip, because most of the things you do as student films are made by students. And so their sound isn't good, the writing's not good, the directing's not good, the plot's not good. You are not in the frame fully, you're too far away. There's like a million reasons why the student film footage is not what I'm going to send to casting. Casting is used to looking at the things they see on television. So the footage that I need from you has to be at this level. Almost all new actors come in with footage at this level. If I could get lower, it's so low. It's really, really down there. It's way down there. The footage is so bad because nobody's taught you guys how to create footage that compels you. Now, I teach actors every single week in my business courses, and I look at new actors' footage who have not had talked to me yet. So I'll be like, okay, you signed up for my course. Let me see what you got. And I'll watch the footage and I'll be like, oh my God. Well, of course you're not going to get anywhere. It's crap. It's crap. I'm glad you did it. But as a piece, as something to sell you with, you have two other people in the scene that are the same age, the same height, the same race, same hair color. How can you stand out? You're selling your competition. Yeah, but I'm excited about this scene. I know. And I'm glad you did the student film and you got that. You did it. That feels good. You were on set. Put it on your resume. But I can't use that to sell you to casting, because casting is not going to know which one of those three people you are. So there's a difference between what we use to sell you and the things that you shoot. And everything you shoot does not go on a reel. We also don't use reels as much anymore. We use clips, singular 30-second clips, individual clips that match your types. Well, a lot of new actors come in and say, I can play anything. In the theater, you could. You could play anything in the theater, an old man, a baby, whatever. But in television, you're going to play exactly what you are, almost the same essence of what you are. And you have to know what you are. And then you package that and give that to the agent or manager. And now the agent or manager has something they can go to casting with that will get results. But new actors don't know how to put that package together. Now here's the problem. You need to come in at this level with your materials. Otherwise, most agents and managers are just going to pass you by because they're looking for people that can work, that can book, and they can take to casting. And if you're coming in with your materials down here, it's just a no. Okay. There is a large group of, I don't know where these people come from, that think, oh, here's actors that want to be stars. And we're going to sell them a dream, a package. We're going to sell them this $10,000 workshop and tell you, hey, all of you people out there who don't know what you're doing, come with us. We have a $10,000 showcase, and we'll put you in front of agents or managers. Just pay us $10,000 and then fly to Los Angeles, and then you can do your monologue in front of agents and managers. And they're like, how many can I sign up? I'm going to make money off of all these people who don't know what to do. They know they want to go here, but they don't know how to get there. And those companies don't give a shit. They want your money. And this is a huge, huge, huge problem in the industry that's been going on for years that I am trying to solve, stop, prevent, and protect actors from experiencing. Because if you know any actors, you have heard of these showcase companies. They come on the radio and they say, hey, do you want to be a star? Come to this hotel room, or this hotel ballroom, I mean to say, not hotel room, ballroom, and audition for our team. Okay, thank you. We'll call you tomorrow if you're interested. Of course you get a call tomorrow. We loved you. We think you have what it takes. So now here's the sign-up sheet. If you want to do a monologue, it's $5,000. If you want to add modeling, it's another $1,000. If you want to do a scene, it's another $1,000. If you want to do a commercial, it's another $1,000. So it's only $9,000. But we're going to put you in the room with agents and managers, and you could get discovered. That's the game. I hate that game. I hate those people that do that, because that's not how it works. Okay? That's not the truth of how this works. So let me tell you behind the scenes. See, what I'm doing is I'm trying to get rid of that. I'm trying to give you direct exposure to agents and managers. You should not be paying $9,000 for agents and managers to look at your package. And if your package isn't at this level, even when you do perform in front of them, they're going to look at your package. And if your package is crappy, they're going to send you out the door. So you just paid $9,000 for nothing. Because I told you, agents and managers have relationships with casting, and they don't vouch for people who are not ready. These companies prey on people who are not ready. Because if you were ready, you wouldn't need them, right? So they prey on the fact that you don't know what you're doing. But I'm telling you, as a former agent and manager, what happens at these events is this. They fly us in to these events, and yes, there are legitimate agents and managers there. All my friends are in the room. Casting directors, agents, managers from all over New York, Texas, Atlanta, London, Canada, LA. We all know each other. We've all shared clients with each other. We have friends who are friends with each other. We see each other at events. We know each other. So we get together, and when the ones we don't know, we're happy to meet. We're at this event, and we get to make new friends and meet new relationships and build our relationships with casting and build our relationships with new agents and new managers who we want to do business with. So we use these events to network with each other. Now, the actors come in. So yes, this companies put legitimate agents and managers in a showroom, and we sit like this and watch. And they give us these little sheets, and we grade, what the sound was good. We like their presentation, and they want us to give callbacks. They want us to call back as many actors as possible. Now, if you turn in a sheet and there's nobody on there you want to see, they're like, could you add some callbacks? And I could say, well, there's nobody there I think is good enough. I don't want to see any. Yeah, but, you need to add some callbacks or we can't invite you here next year. Okay, I'm not doing that. But other people will. We'll see these people then, and we'll have callbacks with them. So out of 700 people, we see 700 people, kids, teens, adults, all ages. 50 out of the 700 have some potential. They might be good talent, might be something we could work with. There's an it factor there, something special. The other 650 don't belong there. Their talent's not good enough. They're not trained enough. They're not believable. They didn't speak up. They're too insecure. They're too nervous. So many other reasons. They're not comfortable with themselves. They didn't do a good job. If they're not ready to be there. They don't have enough training to go on television yet. They need more work. They need more time in the oven to cook. But these companies don't care if you need more time in the oven to cook because they got $9,000 from you. And they put you in a room full of agents and managers, so they kept their word. But the agents and managers don't care about the 650 that are not ready. They care about the 50 that might be. And then typically there's a callback session. And then we all go down in another room and we sit at our table with our company logo and everybody has a table. And everybody we checked off that we do want to see, they come to our desk and we talk to them. So where are you from? Can I see your resume? Let me see what kind of training you've had. I liked your work. And if we're not really ready to work with them yet, but we think they have a good look, we might say, keep in touch with us and, try to reach out next year. Not quite ready right now, but you have something there that we'd be willing to look at maybe down the road. And that might be a truthful statement. And a lot of times a year down the road, an agent might look at them again, or an agent might completely have forgotten about them, or they might have signed somebody already who's just like that. So they don't need them anymore anyway. It happens. back when everything was in person, they would come to our table and the first thing we'd say is, when will you be living in LA? And they would say, I didn't know I had to live in LA. And we'd say, but all of our auditions we get you are going to be in LA. So how are we going to do that from Kansas? Well, I'll fly in every week, twice a week. How are you going to fly in every single time there's an audition? You have one tomorrow, then one next Thursday, then one on Wednesday, then one on Friday. Are you flying in every week, twice a week, 3 times a week? Oh, I never thought of that. That's because these companies don't tell you that. Okay, so things have changed a little bit now that there is, everything's online. All auditions are online. Everybody can audition from anywhere in the country. But still, when it comes down to offering somebody the job, a lot of times they want somebody who's local because of COVID. Well, that will change, but I still think that things will be online auditioning. So it still opens up a lot more opportunities for people. The problem, like I stated at the beginning, that I'm trying to solve and change and get rid of, is you should, one, never pay $5,000, $7,000, or $9,000 to be seen by anybody. I even think $3,000, too much. $2,000. Why? It's completely unnecessary. Almost all agents have a website that you can submit through. You can email your package to them. If your package is great, you have great headshots that you didn't pose in with blank looks, but you have emotion in them and expression. If your acting clips start on you, don't have 4 people like you in it, are really good for your type, good sound, good lighting, you're really good in it, you broke it down beginning, middle, and end, you were believable, it was great work, you can submit directly to agents and managers and should never have to pay for that kind of experience. So I invented some systems in place to try to get rid of this gap where companies have been allowed to rip people off for years and years and years. I have a friend, her name is Cindy Kazarian. She's the owner of Kazarian Ruskin Measures, I'm not sure. KMR, Kazarian Measures Ruskin. My daughter used to be signed to their company. And Cindy never let her agents attend those things. I was like, yes. I attended them in the beginning. But when I started asking people, because I care about people, so I started to ask, excuse me, in the bathroom, I'd say to the women, so excuse me, but how much did you pay to be here? Some of the actresses. Oh, $10,000. Mind-boggling. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Yeah, 10,000. What? Oh my God. These people are making a fortune. There's 700 people here times 10,000? Jesus. I could never live with myself if I harmed people that way. But these companies don't care. The problem is agents, and shame on you if you go to these. I know you're going there because they're fun. I've been to them. I know. But if you ask people how much they're paying, you can't go there anymore in good conscience. And every time you say yes to go to these events, it's going to draw in all of these people who don't know what they're doing. And when they leave that showcase, they still won't know what they're doing. Because people who attend those showcases don't know anything about Actors Access. They don't know anything about casting networks. They don't know that we don't use demo reels, that we use acting clips. They don't know how to take headshots. They don't know how to write cover letters. They don't know how to audition. They don't have confidence in the audition room. They don't know how to break down a script. They don't know what they're doing. So every time you go to one of those showcases because they gave you the free trip and the free hotel room, sometimes they take you to Dubai. Of course an agent is excited. You want us to go to Dubai? You're going to pay for a round trip ticket to Dubai, a hotel for a week? We get to sit in a ballroom and watch entertainers entertain. Most of them will suck. Some of them will be good. And then we get to hang out with our friends in between, have breakfast with them in the morning, have dinner with them at night, go drinking in the evening. And then there's private rooms where everybody plays games and sings karaoke. Yeah, we're going to a free trip to Qatar or Abu Dhabi. But do you realize that those actors in Abu Dhabi live in Abu Dhabi? How are they going to audition in California? So I created a couple things to try to, this is what I've been fighting for years, for you. So first I started doing this YouTube channel because it's free information and I'm telling you like it is. And I tell it, whether you like it or not, I really don't care. I'm telling you like it is. Okay, so if you don't like that I'm telling the truth or you have a problem with it, I don't care. The second thing is I created Talent Managers for Actors. It is a Facebook group. It is free. 24 hours a day, you can ask questions about how the business works because you need professional guidance. And I don't mean from other actors who are not on television. You need to hear from actors who are on TV, from agents, from managers, from casting directors, from people who are in the business, producers, directors, writers, who can give you real information. So inside Talent Managers for Actors, there are 82,000 actors that I'm coaching, but not by myself. I can't do that by myself. So I have an amazing team, an amazing team. Working actors that you see on TV, working actors, casting directors, agents, and managers. About 150 agents. My nose tickles when I get excited. 150 agents, managers, casting directors, working actors, and we answer those questions. And yes, sometimes we get a little rough in there because when actors start answering the questions, we get mad. Like, shit, no talking. If you do not work in television as a series regular, as a recurring character, as a guest star, do not answer questions. Do not answer questions. We only want people that have actually done it, who are doing it for a living, to answer your questions. Otherwise, you'll get misinformation, misguided, and you'll be going the wrong direction for however long. It's a danger to you. It's a danger to your career. So that has been in existence since 2018, 18, 19, 20, 20. We're 4 years now, 82,000 actors. That's not enough. Actors needed more. And everything I've been inventing is coming out of one need: to teach actors how the business really works so you don't get sucked into those companies and lose $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 and still don't know what you're doing and waste the beautiful life you've been given and the talent that you have. I'm standing for that. I am putting my foot down on that. I don't want that happening anymore. So that's why the YouTube channel was created. That's why Talent Managers for Actors were created. Then people were asking me, well, it's not a plan of action. You can get questions answered, but where do I start? What do I do first? Then what do I do? Who do I train with? What classes should I be taking? How do I fill out my Actors Access? What goes on it? What comes down from it? How do I take my headshots? What do I do? That's when I invented the Hollywood Winner Circle Academy. I said, okay, I'm going to teach actors everything they need to know so that they could come from Yale or Juilliard or whatever with an MFA, but I'm going to teach them everything they need to know that the agent or manager needs them to know, because that's what I am. So that's what I'm going to teach them, because I have that knowledge. So I'm going to teach actors everything they need to get their package to the level where they can go to an agent or manager and say, look, I'm presenting you this. And then the agent or manager can say, well, I can work with that. I can take that to casting, and I feel like my reputation will be good. So I'm bringing people from, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, to a package that's like, That is my goal. So the Hollywood Winner Circle Academy was invented to give you the knowledge that you don't have. And when you join Hollywood Winner Circle Academy, you get 1 year of training. And in that training, you get weekly live sessions with me every Thursday night and every Friday for 4 hours. So it's like 2 or 3 hours on Thursday night. Sometimes it's 6, 7 hours on Friday. It depends on our guests and how long we go. But it's at least 7 hours of training every week for 1 year. It's like over 300 hours of training. Teaching you everything. And I bring in booking coaches that teach you how to book the room, teach you who to train with. I mean, this course is recommended by agents, managers, casting directors, heads of network. I mean, people. It is filling the gap that has existed for years. And hopefully Every single actor in the world will take this course, and those horrible showcase companies will go out of business because there's no need for those people. They are taking advantage of people's dreams, and they're taking advantage of people's naivete. And the fact that people, you don't know what you're doing, that's like blood in the water for them. So that's the story of why I created the Winner's Circle Academy, why I created Talent Managers for Actors, why I do the YouTube videos, and why I'm here right now at frickin' 12:07 p.m. at night talking to you. Because I love actors. I love actors. I guess the thing goes dark when it's about to cry. I love actors. I love actors. And I would do anything for you guys. I'm grateful for the gift that you have. I know how hard this business is. I know how much you have to sacrifice to make this happen, this dream. I know that a lot of people think, that's a long shot. Maybe you should get a real job. I know that there are people in your life who don't see in your mind what you see. I see it. And I expect to turn on my TV and see you. I have to go do laundry at 12:07 at night. I'm here for you because I believe in you. If you want to see, come into the Hollywood Winner's Circle Academy, go to HollywoodWinnersCircle.com. We have amazing coaches in there that coach on a regular basis. Some stars, working actors, casting directors, all kinds of people come in to work with you directly. It's not just me. There's a whole group of coaches to help you so that you can be successful. You should not be figuring this out by yourself. It is too complicated. And most actors fail. So I don't want you to fail. And if you just want a couple questions answered any time of day, join Talent Managers for Actors. And we will always answer your questions. Okay? And just keep tuning in here on YouTube, where I will always come every week to tell you what I need to tell you, to support you, to encourage you, to help you believe in yourself, to give you guidance and support and tell you, here, you can do it. Go do it. I believe in you. I want you to believe in you as much as I believe in you. Listen to my podcast, look at the stuff that I'm doing on my Instagram, and stick close to me, because no one's going to fight for your success harder than I am. Okay? I love you guys. I'll see you next time. And I love you. Don't let anything stand in your way. Nobody, nothing, not even you. See you on the red carpet.